Welcome to Great Conversations with great people.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tandega. I am your host here on Canvas of a Runner, where we having great conversations with great people, and then we run all things live, all things on the road, fitness, at home, career, and relationships of family and friends. Anything that you think of that you know you run the business on. So welcome. Tonight we have a wonderful guest, Casper. He's a long distance runner and he's here to share some insights on his journey and his story, how he began and how is he keeping up, because you should see his profile. He's like a machine. He's an elite. You should check him out on Insta and TikTok. So, but yes, good evening and thank you for making time with us this Friday night. Hi, and how are you today, Casper?
Thank you so much, Tandeka. It is honestly a great opportunity and privilege to jump on the video to you today and basically the podcast and speak about positivity through mobility. And yeah, I mean, guess we can take it off from there. For some of you guys who don't know me, I am an all things runner person that really enjoys running, to be honest. And yeah, it's changed my life. So.
So, yes, for those who don't know you and would like to hear the backstory of how it all began, where you were an athletic from since the young age, primary, was it school influenced, or how did it all started out? Because we would like to know, like, did you wake up in the morning and say, how about we do running?
Sure, that's a very interesting question, Tandeka. And sure, I'll say basically from school, you know, I have always been active. My parents have always wondered why I'm always, you know, so active in school, running. And to be honest, it has been a great privilege to actually be a person that can be physical, that can, you know, have mobility, have the ability to go out and run. And running actually took off for me when I entered high school. In grade 8, I was part of 400 meters, 100 meter, 200 meter athlete. Did a fair bit of that, but the major change actually came for me after high school, when a bunch of friends just joined together and we had a run at Schoemansdal Trail. That's back in Louis-Trichardt, for those who are familiar with the Limpopo area. It's a fantastic, beautiful place. And we joined a hike. We just decided to do about a 5 to 10K trail. And we basically did that. And from there, running has become a thing that has piqued my interest for that sake. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So you've never started running because of a certain reason, so like with fitness or losing a weight or gaining? Because most of the audience that I have here or we have in this community is uh the active ones are women, and we've been trying to lose weight for quite a while. And the first thing is someone who's just started out, the easiest or the most accessible thing is to just go out and run. For you,
Yeah.
how did it? Yes, you were active. So, but with the long distance running now, was it a bold decision, an intentional one, or you just grew with it gradually?
So I mean, to highlight on the first question as well as this one is, generally when I started running, you know, I would look at people in high school that would run 3,000 meters and do those longer distances, and I was like, yo, guys, how do they do that? Some people, they run 3,000 meters, 5,000 meters back back in high school, and that was such a challenge. And growing up a little bit further, when you actually create a bit of a passion for running, it sort of has a total drift. And I was a person that has always been fairly fit, and I do it by all means through the understanding that there's a lot of people out there that are really trying to get into that same mindset, into that same, sort of like vision to start running. And I feel like based on that, it's something very important for a person to decide on starting to run, and build a bit of consistency, because it is difficult. It is difficult to have consistency with running.
Okay. So outside of running, do you have any specific sport that you like or loved or you've ever tried? I'm asking this because the way you build and your endurance and how you show off on your socials, it's like you coming from a different sport like soccer or even rugby. But that's me. I
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
it. So has it always been running?
So no, it honestly hasn't only been running. I've actually come from, sure, Tandeka, to be honest. I have done several sports: cycling,
Okay.
rugby, soccer, not as such. I would like kick people's ankles if I was to play soccer, uh, which isn't great. But it has most generally been anything active, if I can say as such.
Mhm.
um, you know it has, something that has shaped my life into building a routine around keeping fit. um,
Okay.
so I would say, if it has manifested, running for me began when I wanted to create something away from the loud noises, and basically a lot of noise in the world, in terms of, like, growing up was a little bit difficult, and running has sort of like helped me cope in a way, to sort of like break through, feel free out there, free to express myself, basically in that way. Yeah. And for yourself?
For me, outside
Yeah.
running or similar
Basic,
questions.
yeah. So, I mean, for yourself, how, like, what makes Tandeka run? I mean, obviously your audience would be more familiar with that at this point, but I see you also doing quite a bit of running on your page.
Yeah.
So, what makes you run? Because I see you have like a Monday to Sunday sort of like running schedule.
Well, the recent schedule, it's I'm testing myself how far I can go and to keep myself accountable by posting maybe daily or less. But I do have rest
Yeah.
days. Like today, I had to force myself to only do the runner app suggested exercises because now I'm beginning to be obsessed with just running, and I know it's not really good. So the thing is, I'm preparing to do a full marathon next year in January. But if
Wow.
we date back to why I started, it was mainly to lose weight. And then high school life and tertiary, I was interested in tennis, but I'm from KZN, KwaZulu Natal. But back home, Gamapumulo or Stenga, if you know those areas, it's in the
Kamapulungo Singer. No,
transport
actually, not really. No.
town. Yeah, so we didn't have enough coaches or equipment to actually do more training on tennis. That was my
Yeah.
first love in active. So, but fast forward to teenage and upwards, I was doing volleyball. And then when I got here because of work reasons, before I
Yeah.
got here, I first worked a year and a half in KZN in Durban. So I was living with my cousin. She loves running. That's where I learned from her that you can do this frequently. You don't have to focus on a sport to become active. So I
Yeah.
would wake up with her daily. She kept on doing it daily. The only time she would rest was on Sundays. So
Wow.
I got hooked from there on. So then to now with the weight part, I became a mother. So I'm a mother of
Well
two,
done.
and the old age is kicking in. So there's a lot that's coming in, and they say as you grow, the metabolism, it's not as efficient as your
Younger
younger
age.
age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm pushing myself to be active actually, and yes, to clear my mind and go out there, just be active, have the sun
Yeah.
burning
Sun
my
on your
skin. So
face.
but mostly it's to just keep fit so I can live longer and be more fit longer for the family. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically create a bit of a form of longevity. That is extremely inspiring. I mean, it's really difficult to be a mother and still like try and be as active as possible. Take care of your
Mm.
body because that comes first. Taking care of your body means being able to take care of your family better. Or every like that's maybe like everyone will see it slightly differently, but I
Mhm.
feel like that's more or less the goal for everyone.
For everyone to keep fit and sane. Even though some don't think long distance runners are sane, especially ultra. You guys, you take it so too far.
Sure. No.
So the other question, oh yes, your social media identity, because that is so inspiring and it's spreading positivity and the beauty of mobility. What does that really mean, and how do you think people are receiving it, or
Awesome.
how do you want people to receive it?
That is such an amazing question, and I'm so glad you actually like asked that. Um, you
Mm.
know, positivity through mobility to me is any single individual out there, irrespective of what you're going through in your life and or what you're doing, is doing some form of like physical fitness to keep your mind clear, because there's no person that can say that after a run they haven't felt good. You feel great after a run. It's great endorphins that are fired, and it's good to feel alive. When you run you feel alive, and that's what positivity through mobility is for me, and that's what I would love to inspire, and that's what I'm currently inspiring, is just for anyone out there. If you're out there trying to lose weight, if you're out there trying to break goals, if you're out there trying to win races, it's just constantly work at it and don't give up, because who knows where you'll be in a week's time. Who knows where you'll be in 2 months time. And very much like what you've posted throughout this week is you had a 13-second improvement on your run. And it's
Yes,
crazy. Yeah.
I'm excited, and when I look at myself back in the day, I would have been still complaining like 13 seconds. Really, is that what I? But now I know the effort that one must put, and patience, and then the 1% incremental improvements. That 13 seconds. If I can keep that up and then add more the other week,
Yay.
I have the rest of my life to do this. So there's
Yay.
no really rush. So yeah,
I mean,
I was excited.
you're doing fantastic, Tandeka. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I must give it to you, like hands down.
Thank
Um,
you.
it's very
Um,
impressive.
we have people on the live. Welcome, guys. We see you. Every now and then we're gonna come to the comments, Casper, to read them. If you take notes, it's fine. You can read them yourself. But yes, I don't wait to the end to answer some questions if they have questions. But yeah, we can go through them. And then shout out to CEO Wendy. We see you guys. And everyone who hasn't identified themselves here, welcome, guys. We're doing it on Friday. This is the first time going live on Friday. So we'll rotate Sunday and Fridays. So, but tonight we have Casper. You should check him out on Insta, TikTok, and he's fairly active. He has great tips. So now coming into the tips and with the weight loss, if we can start there, how efficient is running for weight loss? And I mean, proper or perfection. I know we can never be perfect and all, but in terms of muscle or fat loss and that whole shebang, how should we look at purely running versus doing cross training if you are really specific on losing weight, but you have love for running?
Yeah, so I feel like that's a very, yeah. So that would tie basically directly into your weekly schedule. You know, like we have lives, we are very, very busy, and whatever way you can find a way to put aside 30 minutes of your day to do exercise can be great. Now, if you focused on like losing weight, and I've had this question from quite a lot of my friends, where they ask the same thing: is how can they go about doing that? And it's if you have 30 minutes, say for example, through a Monday to a Friday, 30 minutes per day, you would try and sort of break up from the start of the week where you build a foundation on working out, where for example the Monday would be you go for a 3-4K run, starting out slow. Any amount counts, but the intensity of that is what you really need to focus on. Is it's never easy to lose weight and to get to that shape and that body that you want to have. It's going to take a lot of work, and I want to actually put that out there, because a lot of people will say it's easy, but it's really not. And for all those that are out there really trying to do that, I mean, hands down, 100%. So I would say just really try and like, what can I say? Sort of like have days that you're trying to increase that intensity, push yourself to the limit a little bit, but never burn out, because you don't want to be tired at the end of your week and feel like you don't have enough energy to consistently continue with that. I could break it down better between Monday to Friday. What I would say is Monday, do a 3 to 4K run. Tuesday, you would focus on doing a little bit of cross training, where you work on a little bit more faster movements, lifting up weights, burpees, which is very, very difficult. I really don't like burpees. But
difficult.
yeah, so that's what you would do on a Tuesday. Wednesday, you would do interval training, where you really try and push that pace. Thursday, work on core, because you really don't want to have back injuries as a result of your training. It's so very important with weight loss, where you start getting lower back pain, and that's something you really want to strengthen to make sure that you can have proper growth in your progress to become this version of yourself that you aspire to be. But hey, all and or any amount that you do is absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of what you've just counted now, for someone who would want to do Comrades Marathon next year or in 2 years, how will that pan out? Someone who would want to do Comrades Marathon, because some people are just interested in like because it's popular now. And
Yeah.
some say if you've never done Comrades, then you are not really a South African. So
Ah, what?
yeah, I would be interested. How would I look at that training? And I'm an amateur in running. How would you advise a person just to kick it off from there, and in 2 years, or even in how many months are left? In less than 8 months, go for
Hmm.
the one next year.
Okay, so sure.
That's 50 now.
Comrades, my friend, Comrades Marathon. Yo. Okay, this is
Yeah,
where my South
because
African. Yes.
no, I was also going to say, think of yourself, even the years or the months leading to your very first one.
Yeah. So, Comrades is what brings my South African out. That's where I start
Mm.
speaking a little bit of a bit of Tswane, a bit of Sepedi, because I know quite a bit of that. And to be honest,
Okay.
hey, Comrades, guys, hi. It's difficult, ne? I'm not gonna lie. It's if you want to do Comrades,
How
yo.
much how much time should you give yourself, or should I give myself?
Hmm. So with Comrades, I've had people that run Comrades with little to no training, and to be honest, you do
Mm,
not want to do that.
okay.
You really injure yourself and you put yourself out for 3 to 4 months thereafter. I have
Mm,
ran my first Comrades when I was 21, which was in 2022. I ran my first Comrades.
mhm.
2023, my second Comrades. Wait, sorry. 2020, yeah, 2023 first one, 2024 second, and 2025 third. And one of the biggest things I would say is if you are trying to run Comrades, the minimum acceptable amount to run it at and not like be dead thereafter is 800 to about 900 kilometers from the start of June, July up until from the start of January up until June. Um,
Really?
yeah, 800 to
So
900 kilometers.
how much would that be per month? And that's like 5 months, because you're not counting the exact month of the actual Comrades. Yo, that's it. That's a lot. Ne?
It is a lot. It is a lot. But I feel like that is dependent on different people. For in my instance, it was trying to run it at a competitive pace. Through my
Mm.
training, I've managed to reduce my comrades' time by 50 minutes year on year.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
thank
That's
you.
dope, man. That's like an hour each year. So you do have a goal for next year to reduce even more, or
So
what's your
on for 2026 comrades Tandeka, I'm not doing 2026 comrades because I want to go
okay,
quiet and come back in 2027 and run a silver. Um,
okay. Mm.
yeah, so silver would basically be 7 hours 30 minutes to complete the whole thing, and that's running at a sub 5 minute per kilometer pace for the whole distance, which is crazy. Yeah, I still haven't wrapped
Yeah.
myself around it.
Yes, all the best, man. Now I'm making you talk about your things, but it'll keep you accountable.
So,
So,
Tandeka, yes,
yes, yes.
you can say sorry. You can say sorry.
No, it's about, let's quickly go to the comments. I have two questions before we go further into the other segments that I had prepared, because we're gonna stay away a bit from what we're currently talking about. So, but CEO, she had asked, is that the Comrades Marathon, Tandega, between Durban and Pietermaritzburg? So, CEO, yes, that's a yes, the 90 kilometers one. And then she also asked, what was that on a treadmill or outside, Tande? The 13 seconds improvement that was outside, because I've been also kind of lazy. If you date back a few months and weeks ago, and then but I've been training in the house in on a treadmill, and I had improved because I had also kept a pace of 7 minutes, under 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 55, 32, 45 per kilometer. And then when I took it outside, it was a whole different game. So I was heartbroken that your treadmill, it's like an illusion, fake pace actually.
Phase,
Because of
actually.
the excitement also of 13 seconds came in, because it's been almost 2 weeks now trying to improve my pace running outside, and it's like it's not moving until that recent win. So the hence why CEO is asking, is that I was doing that outside or indoors. So that's where it's coming from. And
Okay.
then
No,
so if we direct this to you, sorry, the
no problem.
terminology, the cross training and interval training, I think you were explaining there what to do on the routine from Monday to Friday. Could you
Yes.
maybe explain that to see you?
Just to see us.
Yeah,
Basically,
see his
so,
lifestyle.
so CEO, for obviously improving. Monday, like I've mentioned, you wanna just try and do a bit of a casual run. Like this can be any distance that you are comfortable with doing, that you don't feel tired or fatigued after. On Tuesdays, what you want to try and do is have a little bit of a cross training. Anything that is much more vigorous than what you conventionally used of doing, to help burn, say for example, a little bit more of fat. This can be even as simple as, for those that don't have equipment, when I started off, is put, uh, put a rope around yourself, pull a tire for about half a kilometer or something like that, which to some people may seem a little bit extreme, but or just basically taking it to the track and doing a few sprints to try and sort of have yourself a little bit faced against the wall for a bit of competitiveness. um, so in terms of that, for Tuesdays, you really want to try and get a little bit more cross training. Go to the gym, lift a bit of weights if you are able to access that. Wednesdays, definitely doing your intervals. And Thursdays, more or less a bit of a long run, so you can sort of build on that foundation, get a little bit of an aerobic base. Because I fairly believe in heart rate training, which is very good. I mean, I've seen great statistics within my training as well, where I've reduced my heart rate, and it's a very, very good way of determining where you are fitness wise. Um, but you really do not want to fatigue yourself if you are trying to run some, say for example, half or a marathon or comrades, for that reason. When you are working on losing weight, you can definitely do it, but you want to try and build strength first before you put yourself in the pool of running 42 kilometers.
Okay, thank you for that. And then she also had asked if which one is more feasible between cardio and lifting if you want to lose weight. That's CEO's lifestyle again.
So
What helps burn more fat actually? What helps more burn more fat? Is it cardio or lifting?
I would say it is definitely cardio. Cardio will definitely help do that quicker. If you want to lift, you are going to build more muscle, um, instead of cardio. So doing anything where your whole body is exposed to something vigorous, such as running. Running is one of the quickest ways a person can lose weight, to be honest. Just going out there, doing a run, really trying to push yourself every day just a little bit further, if it's 50 meters, if it's 100 meters. And if you can't, if you like hyperventilating, stop, take a break. It's progress, and any progress is great because it's an improvement better than you were yesterday. So I would say definitely cardio over lifting weights.
Okay. I'm excited to hear that because I love cardio, especially running and jump rope a lot. Give me those two, I can do them for the rest of my life. But I know with the importance of growing muscle or maintaining one for what? For strength. Yes, I know that's also important.
So
So
like for yourself, Tandeka, what is working for you within that process? Because you got your Johnson Crane Marathon coming up
yo,
as well.
instead of that, but recently for the past 3.5 weeks, I've been trying to follow a specific program that will lead me into running a injury-free full marathon. So I've been running half marathons, but not a lot, but more than 3 last year and the
Wow.
first year in 2023. Yes. So also because of my competitive side or my ego, I had people say, if you do half marathon, you are half of something, you're doing halves, even your medal should be a half. So that social media hype and pressure got me thinking, like, when exactly vele am I gonna do a full marathon? So let me just try it out. I'll see how it feels like and if it's something that I'll further pursue, but just as a testing ground. So what's currently, I think,
Yeah.
also with the start of this program, it's on Runner. So the 13 seconds improvement showed me that actually if you follow the rules and keep at it and trust the process, maybe I could,
Yeah.
not maybe, I will see when I get there next year. Let me just be the proof of this. Because also I like to explore and prove something that it works or doesn't work for me. So before I even like share with others and tell it to others as a fact or as an opinion. So it's part of that I just want to see if I follow a program for a full marathon, will it get me
Yeah.
there?
Get you
So
there.
I will see if it's working or not. So, but in terms of weight loss, it is working. It's just that I've been on and off because of personal reasons, and sometimes you just do fall, and then it takes time to get back on for me. So, but I'm back now, and I'm keeping myself accountable. We'll see next year June how
How it
I'm looking
goes.
like and how fit will I be.
Yeah.
So I want to be the living proof.
I think don't have not a single single bit of doubt in your brain that it doesn't work. I for one can definitely say any form of training fitness, you can keep to a schedule. If you say, for example, you have a running program, a lot of people feel that if they've missed 2 days within that program, they hit the wall, and their running block is out. But I have no doubt that you will not complete that marathon in 5 hours.
What? 5 hours? I will accept that. I'll just follow the training and see in 5 hours. Nah, yeah. So, how do you push through the pain on a race this long? This is Wendy now asking, and I think it's directed to you because you are
Okay,
an
let's.
ultra marathoner.
Yeah, I see. She actually Yeah, how do you push through the pain on a race this long? Okay, now if you are referring to Comrades, I think if you reach 65 kilometers, then it's no longer yourself or your brain thinking. You're just on autopilot, to be honest. Um, and because it is honestly really difficult. I mean, it's the fifth most difficult ultra marathon in the world, and that doesn't go by saying there's a way to run it without having pain, but pain is a privilege, and the amount that you can take determines your willingness to get to the finish line. So many people that run Comrades um, have a story at the end where they say, running for my family is what brought me through. Running for, heartbreak is what brought me through. Running, trying to associate something you're going through in your life that pushes you through more than and or beyond physical ability. Because to be honest, it's not all about physical ability that will enable you to complete something like the Comrades Marathon. It goes a little bit beyond that, but anyone can do it with enough training, with enough nutrition, the right amount of water, balance, and just a relentless amount of dedication to get to that finish line.
Yeah, yes, yes. And then one more. What keeps you going when your body wants to stop? So this is probably now during the race and you feel that now you're gonna die and explode, or you explode and fall down. How do you push yourself through that?
So, when before that, I would say, reevaluate yourself, have awareness of where you are in the race to be able to fight forward. It's very important for you to be present in the moment in your run and try and enjoy the journey. Like, I think a lot of people will say, I went a batung, but hey, it's going to be difficult. It's really
Yeah.
it really is. It's difficult. Even to run to run a marathon, but how you how what keeps you going to push through is just reevaluating yourself in the present moment, taking a breath, and just remind yourself of all the reasons why you registered and paid to run 42 kilometers firstly, then
Yeah.
you'll get yourself to the finish line. But just keep going. That's the one thing.
So, what's your hardest ultra that you've ever run?
Um, sure. The Comrades Marathon. First time I ran it. The
So
Comrades Marathon.
the following years, it has been much more easier, you would
Um,
say.
so I would say if I ran the first Comrades the same as I've ran the next two, it would
Mm-hmm.
it would definitely be easier. But because I'm running for a competitive time, it has not been any easier. I'm trying to bring my time down. And to be honest, anyone would. You run, maybe you clock 12 hours for the Comrades Marathon, but I would say like Comrades is most definitely my most difficult ultra marathon, and it will forever be that, and it never gets easier. But the pain, the pleasure, and the people you run it with is what makes it amazing. Everyone says Two Oceans Marathon is the most beautiful marathon, but it's honestly the people that make it amazing. And that's why Comrades Marathon for me is the most beautiful, socially active, and supported marathon anyone could possibly wish to run.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting, and I think that's most of the reasons. It's the community support during the race that makes one thing. "Ah, maybe I can do this." If you have this support, like the bus drivers, the pacers, and that you're not really racing, you just want to finish. It's not like a timely, unless like you say, you you're competing for your time to reduce your time. So but for someone who just wants to finish, it makes one say, maybe I should try it once, just once in this lifetime. But I can imagine it's quite difficult. That's like 10 kilometers 9 times in a
Yeah,
limited time of 12 hours, ne? Or 11 and a half.
like Achtandeka, like this. I mean, like people commenting on this, and like you've said, for someone that wants to train and try and run the comrades, um, you know, it's running with people make it so much easier. If you yourself ever plan on running comrades, I will definitely advise you to do it. But my support will stop when you start doing it every single year thereafter. Because it
Yeah.
really is a thing.
Mhm. So now moving on to fueling. How does that look like for you? Did have you made any changes on how you eat in the past year or so because of ultra running, or you have just always been looking out how you eat, what you eat, and all of that?
So I feel like for everybody it would be slightly different. It's not that you would need to change the way you eat directly to have the perfect sort of like setup and routine. A lot of people make running out to be, something that you have to have X amount of nutrition. You need to have X, Y, and Z to make it perfect. There's a lot of people out there, and that's the reason why I actually started my page, Positivity Through Mobility. There's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily have access to, all these nutritional goods, all of
Mm.
these running shoes, the watches, etc., to make it easier to run. So I would say for that reason, it's not very important as to nutrition. However, hydrating, having enough electrolytes, trying to have a balance for sleep where you get enough sleeping is the best way you can refuel, re-energize for your next runs. Nutrition wise, I focus quite a bit on like pastas, if I can say, for those that really wanna, hey, they wanna, have a proper you sort of like nutritional thing going. But just having enough pastas, rice, chicken as such is very good for like pre-runs, or like a pre marathon meals a day before.
Mhm.
Red meat you want to try and avoid, because there's that thing where you run and start and then the toilets, they are full.
Yeah, yeah. And then while you're on that, with especially advice and what we see on the social streets, on the social media, what advice would you give a new runner in terms of shoes and socks? So, like the whole package. This is a let me show his or her question. I can't I can't pronounce Gina V
Oh,
Truta. I don't know
Genevieve,
if they are
yeah.
still here, but they asked this question. So now that you are speaking in terms of what you need and don't need, the advice that's out there from nutrition to your running devices.
So with regards to running shoes and socks, yeah. I went through a few pairs of shoes. I went through a few pairs of shoes with running. So when I started running, I obviously finances is a very big thing with running shoes. Guys, running shoes. Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, 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 hey. You
After
know,
you.
Eish. Hey, watura.
Hello.
But
Yeah.
um, running shoes. I actually created a bit of a list on that because when I started running, I used New Balance. New Balance shoes, actually very entry level New Balance shoes. Think I bought them for like 400 rand. Nothing too extreme, just something that I can put on, go out, go for a run, keep my fitness going. Um, New Balance is definitely a good brand for those that are willing to start off with New Balance and or Maxed. You can look at those two options. They are brands of shoes that are actually gaining quite a bit more momentum in terms of the running industry, and they actually have very good rates on running shoes for those that just want something simple, don't want to get, say for example, a an Asics Gel Cayeno 31 32, and you spend like 3 5 4,000 rand on shoes. um
Mm.
that's it's expensive, yeah.
Yeah. So, but one would also argue that in order to avoid the injuries and getting hurt, you need to at least spend just once on not expensive shoes per se, but on a good pair of shoes if your plan is to run like your half marathons or even more. But yes, for 10 kilometers and less, you can go with those entry level shoes. Because I remember when you mentioning the New Balance that costed up around 400, that was my first pair of shoes. It was Nikes that I went to a shop. I think it was Sports In. I saw nice shoes. They were around 350, 375, and were on sale, and I took them. And I think I used those in my mind. I had that I'll change these shoes once they are falling apart. So not knowing that, no man, because I'm more interested in running. I'm always on the road or indoors, and the way I land my feet, I overpronate.
Yeah,
It's not until my husband told me that you need to go to Sportsman's Warehouse, have
yeah,
yourself, have them make you walk and see what kind. I didn't even know until like just after COVID lockdown that what kind of what my food is
yeah.
lens
The
like.
landing.
So I even learned that terminology during those times because I had someone else tell me, no, you can't keep on buying on these shoes if you're gonna spend time on the road. Just have someone, if even if it's expensive, just go once on the pair of shoes. So yeah, it's quite expensive, but it takes care of your ankles, your knees. If you want to
Yeah.
add on that, how have you looked at it now? Because you are an ultra runner, surely you do look at the gear and the shoes
Yeah.
specifically. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Tandeka. So on the running shoes, I'm a major Asics fan. Asics all the way.
Mm.
For Asics, I went from New Balance, and your point on shoes quality, injuries is definitely a reason for why I'm actually using Asics now. For those
Mm.
for those that don't necessarily have the financial grounds to say, for example, purchase Asics, like gel Cayenos. You can look at more of your entry level, say for example a Asics gel Contend 9. is sort of entry, semi mid-range pair of shoes that you can get. And for myself, I use gel Cayeno shoes now. And that is specifically because I do about 1,600, maybe 1,700 kilometers per year training. And I go about 2 pairs of shoes a year for that reason. And it's very, very pricey for that. I was initially a pronate, so normally my shoes wear from the left back of my foot over to the right toe. So basically from those two cross areas, you can either be a pronate or you could be a neutral, where you run flat foot from back center to the front. And they are very runner specific shoes for those reasons. So for those that are, willing to go and purchase a pair of shoes, just ask one of the sales guys there, is it a pronation? Is it a stable shoe? So stability and or a neutral. One of the two most important questions you can ask, because if you get the wrong pair of shoes, you're going to definitely get injuries as a result of that. Shin splints is one of the main causes for wrong pairs of shoes. So yeah, that's one of them.
Okay. And okay, we'll ask these ones towards the end because they're gonna take us out again. Still on the gear. In terms of now the running, the measurements, the watches, the sports watch. Did you buy one of those because you wanted to track yourself, or you got interested in those because someone had how did you start on those? Because also some people do run for quite a while until they realize later in the journey that, no man, I actually need a sports watch so that I can track my improvement and all of that. How did that unfold for you, if you can recall?
So a watch was never a big importance for me initially. I would just use Strava to do my runs. However, for those that don't want to like run too much, like excessively wearing things on yourself, carrying too much weight on your run, a watch is highly recommendable. I have a Forerunner 55, which is one of your, I would say, entry-level watches for Garmin specific. And it's a fantastic watch. I use it for my heart rate, training, trying to see what sort of foundation I'm building in terms of my sleeping patterns. My VO2 max is whether or not that is improving, average heart rate, pace, and it has a whole lot of statistics. So for those that are willing to train with heart rate and or know where you line in terms of your fitness, it's a very, very reputable brand you can use, and I would highly recommend looking at the Garmin 455 and or whatever model you would be interested in. But it's definitely one that I would recommend. I ran Comrades with this thing, and the battery lasts the whole way. Yeah. So yeah. And what are you using at the moment?
It's a Forerunner 55. And
oh, lekker, man. Hey, there you go.
yeah. Someone I saw on YouTube, on the Runner channel, on the comments, because I was thinking also like, I mean, it must be expensive, and yes, it is pricey, but for an entry level, and if you are sure that you are purely focusing on runnings and you want to track your improvement, you do, and it's a once-off spend. So before the Forerunner 55, I used to use the smartphone watch that comes in with the Samsung.
Oh yes.
So I saw also the difference from there. I'm like, yo, I've been playing most with thinking that I'm running like, but comes Garmin, the accuracy is even more better. So I was like, yo, I need a lot of improvement. And that was like late 2022 into 2023. And that when it led to me doing my first full marathon, half marathon. So that's where I saw that I need a lot of improvement. If a kilometer, you think you were doing it between 6 and 7, but you're actually doing it above 8, and you need to maintain and whatever. I was like, yo, there's a lot to do here. So smartphone, watches, I for entry levels, yeah.
I would say, yeah, no, I would say watch, guys. Easy, simple solution. If you are looking and you're in the market for a watch and your bank balance is already showing negative, ne? Take out, buy a watch, ne? It's gonna help you a lot. I would highly recommend getting a watch for your training if you're looking at incorporating running into your life. Like, yeah, definitely.
And yeah, even for swimmers, because I do see challenges and the types of sports they include. So even if you are not 100% focused on running, so swimming and cycling, you would be making an investment. Actually, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on nutrition before we go out, so on long distance running or your training days, do you have any pre-workouts? Do you have post-workouts things you take? Or you are a home person who do things at home, like you prepare your own things at home? And if so, what are those, or what do you buy?
So in terms of like, is your question fueling for running and basically nutrition for running specifically?
Yes, for running, for training and race days, your
Training and
gels.
rest. Yeah.
Well, you did mention pasta, but supplements and like a quick fueling and electrolytes. Do you like to make your remedies at home, or
Yeah.
do you
So,
do buy?
yeah, so basically, I basically buy Energade, the 1 liters that you can mix. I buy I buy a couple of those on all of my runs. I have electrolytes after the runs. Just make sure that I'm getting my carbohydrates back up. For that specifically, so I can continue my training. You want to try and have gels. Um, 3 weeks or 4 weeks before your marathon, you want to start incorporating gels into your training so that you can build some. Your body can get used to that, so that you don't end up feeling a bit nauseous on the run. It can become quite sort of like tiring to constantly fuel yourself on a run. The taste doesn't necessarily become really great. So you would want to try and train using those gels before your marathon, and then just eating as such. Like I've mentioned, just pastas. One doesn't necessarily need to overthink it. It's much more easier than one thinks. But if you are looking at running during your race, do not overhydrate. You'll get cramping. You will stop at 35 Ks and not finish. So I'll definitely say try your level best to hydrate the right way and fuel intervally in between your runs. Every single 8K or 6K, you take a gel, and just don't overdo it.
Okay, you did cut
Yes.
there. Oh yeah, you
Can
back.
you hear me? Awesome.
Yes, I can hear you now. So on community and influence, do you think the running community is changing with more people posting their journeys online?
Absolutely. I started my running journey in terms of influencing about 3-4 months ago, and I decided, let me try and build a bit of positivity through mobility. I already have quite a few following on that, and that's a direct proof that it's working and that there's people out there that need guidance, much like yourself
Mm.
also posting and trying to inspire for change.
Yes, yes. And then, what's the most meaningful message a follower has ever sent you?
Um, so I had actually two of them very much similar, and I have to actually bring them both up, where they've commented on one of my videos and said, "Hey, I saw you running on the road. Can't believe you out there
Nice.
at this time. Keep going." And it's also important to reflect on yourself and for people to view your effort that you put in. And I had two of those very similar. Met another lady the other day, and she was like, "Hey, you that running guy that's posting about positivity?" And I was like, "Thank you so much for that." And I think it's great because positivity moves, and movement creates spirit.
Yes, yes, and good spirit. I like your energy. You gonna, not you going to, you already like a wave out there because you just immediately inspire. One video of yours, you just wanna stay on the profile and check. And I can't believe you saying you started a few months ago. That's like it's like you've been doing this for quite a long time. Is there something that makes you good on the camera, or your scripting or your preparations you do with content creation? Because you are good at it, you make it look easy while running. On top of
Oh,
that, big ups to that.
sure.
But hey man, you like a storm. And here to stay.
Yo, Ish, Tandeka, thank you so much. My word. Yeah, no, I think I just have a very big passion for it, and I just want to see people do great. That's the only thing. That's the only thing in it for me. I just want people to, um, you know,
Mm,
enjoy beauty of nature and just create their
yes.
own perspective of freedom by running.
Mm. That's great, man. You going far. Next year, this time, you won't believe where you are, even with
Thank
what you are currently doing. I'm rooting for you. Okay.
Same to you, eh? Always, always.
Thank you. Thank you. So, you work hard. Are you still there? Can you still hear me? Yo, we are an hour. This was a great one. Okay, the closing question. Casper, are you still here? Ooh. 1, 2, 3. With three, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a bit of a technicality. Are you still there? Can you hear me, Casper?
Deca,
Okay.
can you hear me? There we
Yes, I
go.
can hear you, but we
Sorry.
can't see you. Your camera is off.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry, my
Okay,
laptop
okay.
just died. I can't believe
You. No, man, no. We've got the
Sorry about
most of the mid. We're nearing an end. We already an hour up. So, but in closing or the end, what what kind of collaborations are you looking to do, be it on social media or in running, or do you think it will excite you? Be it also it's individuals or the brands, or you just still pushing the positivity message?
So for me, it's not directly as such for any means for like directly trying to promote myself. It's more so trying to create a a broad amount of audience that really enjoys doing what they love and embracing passion, creating change for themselves. In terms of collaborations, I've had a few people message me and they're like, "Hey, let's do a run," and I'm like, the only thing I comment is date, time, and when. Finish. I'm like, let's go, guys. Like, let me know. Let's meet. Let's do a run. If there's any
Mhm.
5K runs community, let me know. If I have time, I will be there. Let's go.
Okay. And then we have Aileen Botha. Do you plan to run an ultramarathon outside of South Africa? If so, where?
Ultramarathon outside of South Africa would probably be the 7 majors if I could. I would do
7.
the 7.
Where is it?
So there is several marathons. I would say if I have to mention one outside of South Africa, I would say probably the Boston Marathon.
Okay.
Highly reputable for also Kipchoge, one of the guys that also inspires me to run a bit. I mean, that guy is an absolute legend, and if I can demonstrate on 1 or 2 videos the sheer pace the guy runs over a 42-kilometer, I will definitely go and run the Boston Marathon one day to experience that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and it's interesting that you mention Kipchoge, and I've seen you demonstrating how much he runs per kilometer when it's down to 3 minutes and something. And the way you demonstrate it, you could still talk to a camera and you still show that it's like it's easy for you as well. Even if you can see that you're pushing, but yeah, that is
Right.
like it's crazy. It's mad crazy.
Thank you, but it's not easy. It's difficult. Yo,
You,
pace.
you know what could make it easy maybe for you also to travel to Kenya, to Eton, where they mostly train. I hear that training there
Wow.
it
Right?
does boost you. Maybe you should consider that as
Completely.
well.
Yo, I'll definitely take that up for review.
Yeah, because it's like the Kenyans, you're both women and men runners there. They are built differently. And yeah, they just fly on the streets. Okay, not last week, the previous live that I had, because last week I couldn't go live. The guest that was there left a question for you. So
Okay.
before we let you go, you answer a question from a previous guest, and then you leave a question for our next guest on the show. So your question from our previous guest was they had left is if you do one thing to better the environment that you live in, what would that be?
To improve the environment that I myself live in.
Yes, yes.
Sure. I would say just trying to a better environment. I would say try and think a little bit out of one's head. A person gets so entwined mentally with everything going on in life. Everyone is so busy, with work. They have these schedules, but they don't necessarily have enough time for themselves, and your own time is used in whatever way you deemed great. But for myself, I would say just trying to get a little bit out of my head, and I think I fairly control that to quite a good degree. There's a whole lot of things that I've went through myself in my life. Growing up has been extremely difficult. Still going through a period where I'm helping family out, etc., etc. and that can often really boil a person. So trying to get a little bit out of that headspace and enjoy doing what you love, such as running, is something that I try and focus on a little bit more.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And then, what's your question that you leave for our next guest? Any random question.
So, if you were born without the ability to move your body, what would you use as a coping mechanism to still do and enjoy doing what you love?
Phew, that's heavy. I've never thought even myself of it that way. That's an interesting question. It's lovely. I can't wait
I
to
think
hear how they answer. Okay. Okay, thank you. So we've come to an end. Thank you for your time, Casper. It's wonderful to have you here on a Friday evening. You could be out doing your your Friday evening things, but yes, grooving. But you are here with us talking all things running, and we really appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Tandeka, a word from my side as well. I really appreciate you reaching out and for providing me the opportunity to share my word with your audience as well, and hopefully inspire some change. But thank you so much. I really appreciate hearing your journey as well, and I'll be sure to have a look at that and follow your journey. All the best on your Johnson marathon coming up in January. I think you're going to do fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, before we go, the Soweto, have you ever done or are you wishing to do it, Soweto Marathon?
Yeah, I actually plan on doing as much marathons as I possibly can. So yeah, I'll definitely look, because I have family up in Gauteng side.
Okay.
So I'll definitely do the Soweto Marathon. Yeah.
All right. All right. Maybe we'll meet someday once I
Hey,
am good
go.
with full marathons. All right, then. Enjoy the evening and the weekend. We'll catch you on the socials and on those.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you,
night.
Tandeka. Thanks, guys. Bye
You're
bye.
welcome. Good night, guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Great conversations with great people.